Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to this week's episode of the Fancast podcast. Mario's hosting it today. Got Bryant, got Cody. We're just going to jump right in. So, guys, first thing I need to talk about is the clash between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Cincinnati Bengals. This was a crazy bloodbath of a game.
Debacle.
A debacle. It was a mess. Cody, I know it's been just tell me what your thoughts on this game was. How does it represent, the NFL? What does this game mean?
I think it represents the NFL very poorly. That game was a great example of what the NFL doesn't want to be. Just dirty hits by both teams throughout the entire game. A lot of unsportsmanlike conduct. It sets a bad, especially for a primetime game. To people tuning in on a Monday night primetime game, it's just really bad for the NFL. It's disgusting. And I saw a lot of feedback, even looking on Twitter, and just listening to sportscasters. Just everyone was not a fan.
Children.
Yeah, Brian, tell me about it. Do you watch the game? What are your thoughts?
No, I agree. For the most part, anyway. I think the NFL in general is kind of going in a bad direction, in the sense of everything's getting a lot softer. And I understand safety is generally important.
Gotta keep people safe.
But when it boils down to it, there's nothing more fun than a good heated game of football with teams that just generally look like they don't like each other. None of this BS with everybody, shaking hands after every play or something like that, or cornerbacks and wide receivers, after every play giving a slap on the butt and saying, "Oh, good job," all that stuff. It's no, I miss the days with Deion Sanders and Jerry Rice literally going at each other's throats the whole game. There's that just competitive spirit that you get in the game that really, really makes you want your team to win.
Yeah. I love it. The adrenaline flows, you feel it. You feel the action. You feel the, obviously it's a game and you don't want anybody to get hurt, but it just kind of, it reminds me of the Roman Coliseum game days where it's just oh my God, I want to see action. I want to feel action.
Right.
And you know what happened in the Roman Coliseum days, Mario?
I wasn't around
People
for that.
died and people got seriously injured.
Sure.
Okay,
It's gonna happen.
I understand the point of adrenaline. I understand the point of competition. But when it comes down to it, at the same time, we have to be safe about it. You got to respect the hits to the helmet and the change that the NFL has taken to help prevent those hits and to prevent the results from those hits, which is CTE, severe concussions. It's resulted in a lot of issues that we've seen recently in players that played back in the day. And so I think to try and prevent that, the NFL has created a lot of rules, yes, which I know have limited, moving the ball out to the 25 to kind of prevent those kickoff returns a lot, because obviously that can be one of the most dangerous plays in the game, prohibiting crackback blocks and things like that. But they do that, I think, for a reason. I don't think it takes away from the excitement of the game. But I do think that when players do make those hits, it's what the NFL is trying to stay away from. It's wrong.
There's no doubt that leading with the helmet and helmet-to-helmet hits and really basically headhunting is a terrible way to play football. There's no doubt. But in my opinion, there are a lot of clean, hard hits that get flagged immediately just because of the sound they make or the way it looks. Oh, he hit him hard, so that's probably some sort of flag. When realistically, no, this is a big football player making a good, clean hit and putting him down to the ground.
No, I won't disagree with you on that. There's definitely some hits that I think shouldn't get flagged. But let's talk specifically about the other night. And the main hit that I guess got a lot of people talking, which was Juju's block.
Juju's block, which rocked the world, which got flagged for taunting. which anybody who watched the game, I watched the game, I agree. I agree he taunted. I disagree with Juju's taunt. I can see why he did it, especially because Burfont, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, he's been known to be a...
Perfect. Perfect.
Thank you. He's been known to be a headhunter. He's kind of been known, like, especially in these rivalry games, to really take it too far. Like, he's kind of a dirty player. And so I can imagine the adrenaline and the rush and why you would taunt. But I need to just applaud Juju for his fundamental, clean block that he leveled.
Oh, my God.
I agree.
It was pure clean. It was shoulder. He led with the shoulder. It hit inside the chest area. That's to a linebacker. He didn't do that to a punter. He didn't do that to a quarterback. And even so, it was a clean hit. It was at full speed. Don't get me wrong. Perfect. I can't pronounce his name. He didn't see it coming. But I think that just added to it. And I think that's what really just took the wind out of him. But textbooks-wise, that is a clean, fundamental hit that you want to see in the NFL.
I agree.
There was nothing clean about that hit, Mark.
He led with the shoulder.
No, he did not.
He
went
did.
in with his head. He went in with his head. It was an unnecessary block. First of all, it was unnecessary. Didn't even need to be placed. He went in with his helmet, slammed this man to the ground. Mind you, this after Ryan Shazier went out with a very severe back injury. He decided to go at someone's head, knock him down unnecessarily after seeing that, and then stand over this man and taunt him. He deserved a minimum of 3 games.
A minimum of 3 games.
Of 3 games.
A minimum of 3 games.
Only 6 players have been suspended multiple games since this new hit to the head rule. And I don't know how many times you've watched this replay, Cody, but I've watched it at least 5 times since you've been talking. And it is the cleanest block I've ever seen in my life. Like,
you can see, he leads with the shoulder, hits in between the Cincinnati Bengals linebacker, in between like his chest area, and just purely levels him. But that is a clean, fundamental block. If you go to NFL Let's Play, if you're a kid, if they're teaching you how to tackle, that's how they teach you. Lead with the shoulder. Which he did. Don't get me wrong, taunting.
There was helmet-to-helmet contact.
There was no helmet-to-helmet contact.
There was.
Are we watching the same hit?
The helmet clinched under his chin. Are you kidding me?
Under his chin? Are you saying under his chin? That's not a helmet.
That is his helmet. That's part of his face mask. It clipped his face mask, knocked his head back.
That helmet to helmet is the top of the helmet to the top of the helmet.
That is not what helmet to helmet is. Any part of the helmet on any part of the helmet.
I don't see it. I see a man getting leveled by a good, clean hit. Necessary. He set a block.
Why did he get suspended, Mario?
I don't know why he got suspended.
Because it was a clean block?
He
got suspended because it was an illegal block.
Tom Brady got suspended for 4 games for destroying his phone. I'm not going to try to make sense about how the NFL suspends people. Ray Rice beat up his fiancée.
Mind you are off, but he should have gotten suspended more than 1 game. One for the taunting alone. One for the taunting.
Taunting's not suspendable. Taunting's not suspendable.
That should be 110% suspendable, especially
it should be,
after
but it's
a hit
not.
like that.
It's
he
not.
should have gotten 1 for the taunting. He should have gotten 1 for the hit. Honestly, I think when you hit a player like that and you take a player out health-wise, you should be suspended until that player can return to full health. That's how I personally.
That's crazy.
So
a hit.
Let's if that's 3 games suspension worthy, what is Gronk's hit?
What is Gronk's hit? Let's pull that up. This is where Rezo, again, thank you. We appreciate you pulling it up for us.
So I know you're going to try and point fingers and be like, look, Gronk, your boy hit somebody. Yes,
he just hit somebody,
and it deserved a suspension. I'm not going to sit here and say it doesn't. Okay, it did.
How long? How long of a suspension?
How long? 2 games.
2 games. This gets less games than Juju. This gets less games than Juju. I can't. Oh my god.
There was no hit to the helmet.
It was a shoulder to the helmet.
It was unsportsmanlike.
It was a shoulder to the helmet. The man's on the ground.
It was into his back. It was a hit into his back.
Are you serious?
Yes, I'm 100%
was down on the ground, clutching his head for like 5 minutes.
Oh my god!
Do we watch the same hit, Cody? We're linking. It's up right now.
No, I don't think we did. I think you watched a different Juju hit. Clearly,
We
obviously.
have the link. We have the link up on the screen for our viewers to see, including you. Take a
I
look at
watched
it.
it. I mean, I watched the
Dude
game.
just planted his face into the ground.
Oh my god! Why
Like,
did Gronk do that?
over. Dude is just hanging out trying to get up, and Gronk blows a shoulder into his fucking back
Into
of
his
head.
noggin! He'll be lucky if he knows his kid's name.
And
Holy shit!
you're
You know what the
saying-
funny thing
you're
is?
saying-
No concussion symptoms. No concussion symptoms. With
No concussion
110%
symptoms doesn't make it okay!
He had no injury. Right. That's because he didn't hit him in the head. He hit him in the back, in the upper part of the back. His head moved.
Oh
He didn't
my
hit him in
God.
the head.
his head moved because Gronk.
Just Gronk went shoulder first! Are we watching the same hit? Rezo,
I want to make this
Rezo,
clear.
can you
I
just
wanna
watch
make
this hit that
clear,
we're watching?
Because I can already see what's happening. He was wrong for that hit. I'm not saying he's right, by the way. I'm not trying to say he's right. It was very wrong. He got fined. He got the suspension. I don't think he should have appealed it. I really don't. It was kind of pointless because it was clearly wasn't going to get upheld. But it's fine. He'll move on from it. He apologized. Again, doesn't make it right. But
I
that's
feel
not
like we're
the
just
hit
giving
we're
this
talking
guy more of a pass than we're
Not the hit we
giving.
were talking about. Different game. Different
I just
play
can't
altogether.
believe it. Like, I just look at it. So, like, you look at Juju's block, right? You say that it was an unnecessary block. When you have Le'Veon Bell as a running back, no block is unnecessary
It's not at all.
because of how dynamic he is as a player. You block every single player that you can block when Le'Veon Bell is within a 5-yard radius of you. And, you know, maybe Juju hit him a little too hard. Maybe. But if you're going up against a rival and that you see a player that is known to hit dirty and play dirty heading towards one of your franchise players, you're going to hit him hard. And I don't know, like, realistically, there is a little bit of helmet-to-helmet contact, but it's unintentional. He's leading with the shoulder, he's aiming for the chest, and, like, a little bit of helmet connection happens. But that's just, like, that's football. If he's not just really just intentionally going for it to just, like, I want to hurt this guy. It's like, no, it's a good, hard block in the middle of a play that is around him. It's stuff like that's going to happen. And again, the taunting, that's what the
No one likes the
original flag
taunting.
was.
No one likes the taunting.
Yeah. But, oh man, a fine, I can see that. Even the 1-game suspension is, well, I disagree with it. I can see why the NFL would do it. You know, they're trying to show, like, oh, maybe he was going after this guy, and, you know, we want to nip that in the bud right away. Sure. But to say that this block, deserves a longer suspension than Gronk's unnecessary roughness at the end of the game is preposterous.
Laughable.
One of these is clearly malicious intent. The other one is debatable. It's just,
The other one's a block. The other one is looking out for your dude. Is the loyalty. Is just, again, you're protecting your player. Doesn't matter if it's a star player. I don't care if it's your third string water boy. You're protecting someone on your team from a headhunter on the other team. And even if you're not, like, even if these are both just two no-name players, and I kind of wish it was, because I think that the names getting involved adds to the story a little bit. And I think this should be a non-story. The taunting, again, is inexcusable and should be a penalty. But if it's just two players, that is a clean block, and we wouldn't even talk. Maybe we'd talk about it, because it's just a rough-looking hit. And I could watch this over and over again. I love watching it. It's a good, clean play stopper. And then you look at
part of that had to do
Gronk!
with the fact that it was a primetime game. I think that had a lot to do with it. If that was a 1 o'clock Sunday game, you probably don't hear about it as much. It was a primetime Monday night game, which I would almost bet had a lot to do with why the NFL jumped in as quickly as they did.
And you know what? I agree.
Did that have part of the reason
Gronk's
why
hit was
maybe-
on primetime, oh my goodness.
That's what maybe that's why he only got the 1 game.
Only one game. That's why he got a game at all. If Gronk was on primetime, Gronk wouldn't play a game this season.
I don't know about that.
That is not true.
I wouldn't go that far. I definitely would
That's
not go
hyperbole.
that far.
That's hyperbole. Gronk would miss 3 games.
But
I mean, I can't claim to understand the NFL's
No one can.
suspensions and
No
rules
one
in
can.
general. Just because the way that Roger does things, I just think if you see 4 hits, you got to set a precedent. And George, also another hit, George Iwoka's hit on Antonio Brown in the end zone. Did you guys see that hit? It was later in the game.
No, you got to pull it up for us. You got to give us.
It was on that. It was on the touchdown. The go ahead.
The link.
yeah, I think I saw it.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I mean, he was coming at him before he caught the ball, helmet to helmet contact.
And his
He also
suspension got
suspended.
repealed, didn't it?
It got reduced to a fine. Juju also appealed his suspension, and I don't think that one got reduced. Rightfully so, shouldn't have gotten reduced.
Shit.
He
I
shouldn't
can't
be
stop watching
appealed.
Juju's hit.
The fact that he appealed it shows a complete lack of remorse for even making the hit in general.
The hit's
should
fine.
feel
For
bad.
even-
The hit's fine.
I don't agree.
It's a good, clean hit. Shoulder
I
to
do
the
not agree that that was
box,
a good
to the
hit.
chest. I could watch. I'm have this on repeat. This could be my wallpaper.
Mind you,
Okay.
it was on Vontez Perfect, and I think the reason a lot of people are like, "Oh, well, he's a dirty player anyway." I don't care. That doesn't matter.
I
Two
agree
rights
that
don't make
doesn't
a
matter.
winner.
I would love
It does-
this to be
but
2
I hate
second
that
stringers.
That point is like it's Vontez Perfect. He had it coming. No, whoa,
I agree.
unnecessary.
I agree.
He had
That's
nothing.
unfair to anybody. I don't wish that on anybody. I think that, like I said, my biggest thing is I wish this would have been no-name players. So that way you can't bring the, oh, he's a headhunter, oh, blah, blah, blah. Because like, I think you just focus on the football play. If these are 2 nobodies, that's a good, clean football
I mean,
play.
Juju isn't really a big somebody. Let's be fair.
Juju
He's really not a big
was
somebody.
a Twitter hero.
His name is in the media. Both their names are in the media in some fashion. So that's just how it goes. Realistically, though, there was a bigger name that had a bigger scare a little earlier in that game in the name of Ryan Shazier. You know, he's going for a clean tackle. His head compressed against a person's back, went down, immediately clenched